Hi, everyone. Welcome. Um, so, the importance of addressing the challenges we face today is clear. What brings us together is the need to organize ourselves to act effectively. I was asked to say a few words about the relevance of complex systems and complexity science to what we're doing this week, and more broadly to the effort beyond this meeting. So I will talk for a few minutes about that. This meeting brings together people from science, policy, community organizing, communications, technology, and operational leadership. That diversity is not incidental, it is essential. Complex challenges cannot be addressed by any one discipline. They require teamwork across domains. They require recognition and appreciation of what each field and each individual can contribute. That is fundamentally different from the traditional concentration of decision-making in hierarchical organizations. In many institutions, authority is centralized and expertise is siloed, but in complex systems, effective action depends on distributing knowledge and coordinated capability. This meeting is built on that premise. Also, at the level of systems understanding, there is a key principle that guides our work. The central challenge is to identify the right properties of the system to consider, what we technically call the relevant variables, the factors that determine its large-scale behavior and the conditions that influence them. If we don't know them, we don't understand the system. If instead we try to include everything, the system description explodes. It becomes too complex to reason about or act upon. We drown in detail. The art and the science is identifying the relevant variables, the few factors that actually drive system behavior. This applies not only to understanding the system, but to understanding leverage. Leverage is about identifying where a small change produces a large effect. That requires knowing which variables matter, not just for describing the system, but for changing it. And that, again, is not something any one discipline can do alone. Scientific insight, policy knowledge, community experience, operational capability, each sees part of the structure. Only together can we identify the variables that matter and the levers that can move them. But analysis is not our goal. The presentations you will hear today and the rest of the week are framing contributions. They're 5-minute introductions to something the group should understand. They're not meant to be comprehensive. They are meant to orient us and give us shared language and shared insight. The workshops are where the work begins. These sessions are not just for discussion. They're designed to initiate paths towards implementation. Several projects are already underway at various stages of progress, and we'll be hearing about them in some of the workshops. Others will emerge this week. In each workshop, we ask that the last 15 minutes be devoted to framing next steps. What concrete action or actions could follow? Who is willing to take responsibility? What capabilities are needed, and how can others join? There will be a clear opportunity for participants of our meeting to request more information and to engage in ongoing efforts or the new ones that are being built during this meeting. So we know many of the solutions to the challenges we face. The difficulty is not solely understanding what should be done, it is organizing ourselves to do it. And that requires, as we've said, multidisciplinary respect, clear identification of relevant variables, focus on leverage, and a commitment to building teams that can move us from insight to the actions that are needed. Thank you all for being part of this effort. Let's begin.